A huge good morning, everyone. Welcome to one of the most demanding ERC events on the championship calendar. It's time for Barum Czech Rally Zlin. It is a tough rally. It is filled with passionate fans, and it is about to get underway with qualifying this morning on what is a beautiful Friday here in Zlin. There's the road order for you. We're kicking off in championship order with Mikko Marczyk first on the road, followed by Andrea Mabellini, then John Armstrong, Milja Hansen, Tempestini, Matulka, Stritesky and Wagner. It's going to be an awesome weekend here in Zlin. It always is. This is one of the key events on the calendar. It has such a wealth of history here. If you've never followed this event before, then you're in for a treat. And if you're familiar with this one, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This weekend will bring a huge amount of fans out in force, not just from the Czech Republic, but from all over Europe. They flock here to one of the most passionate events on the calendar. So, qualification about to get underway. I'm Bex Williams, ready to talk you through it. Alongside me is Julian Porter. Jules and myself have been coming to Zlin for many, many years and have experienced, I think, every weather condition possible here in Zlin, apart from snow. It is beautiful weather conditions out there right now. There's always the threat of rain, though, to make it spicy, Jules.
When you say we've experienced every bit of weather, that could be in an afternoon, not just in the whole rally, you know.
That's so true.
We've had the extreme heat in up to sometimes up to 35, 36 degrees. And then half an hour later, that just explodes and just disintegrates into huge rain shower. You get caught on the wrong tyre. I think we maybe just have a small delay here. I think we were meant to go at 9:31. Marczyk still sat on the start line, but his car looking great. But yeah, it is an incredibly demanding rally. Actually listened to a podcast yesterday while out walking, and Andreas Mikkelsen, who was the podcast interviewee, and he was asked, what rally would you say is the most demanding that you've ever done? He says, mentally, Barum Czech Rally Zlin. He says, because he said it is so on the edge. He goes, you know, tough rallies like Greece, like Turkey, Kenya, yes, but mentally, Czech Republic. Of all the rallies that guy has done around the world,
and he picks this one out.
He picks this one as the most mentally toughest event. So I've added that question into for our drivers today as well, because it's the you've got bits of road. We've driven a couple of the stages yesterday. Beautiful, smooth, jet black asphalt. Turn a corner, and it's the bumpiest, horriblest, nadgeriest road in the world. And this is all in one stage. Car setup. Oh, good luck on that.
It's changeable, isn't it? The bumpiness and the fact that, I think in the most part, especially this weekend, the organisers have done a great job in keeping everyone fresh because they've reversed quite a few stages. We've got some new sections thrown in as well. You know, that's going to be a really tough challenge. But first and foremost, it's qualifying. And where is the best position to be on the road? I asked a couple of drivers yesterday, John Armstrong, Andrea Mabellini. John Armstrong said 10th. And I was like, well, that's a random number, isn't it? Yeah. I'll explain exactly why in just a moment, because we've got the Drivers' Championship on the screen right now. You can see how close it is between Mikko Marczyk and Andrea Mabellini. And Andrea Mabellini, effectively, with a no score in Hungary, already has a drop score on the board. Marczyk does not, and that's not reflected in the points.
9 points the gap. We're taking off Marczyk's worst score. It's 9 points.
So there would just be 9 points between them. This is the battle now for the championship title in ERC between Mikko Marczyk, between Andrea Mabellini. And Mikko Marczyk then heads into the qualifying session. So yeah, John Armstrong said 10th. Mabellini said somewhere kind of in the middle, 5th maybe. And John had kind of said that because, you know, both of them described there being like some loose on top of the road, even on the tarmac section. Don't forget, we've got a gravel section in a stage on Bunch on Saturday that needs to be swept as well. So there is some sweeping to be done. There is some loose stuff which is out on the top of the stages.
I always kind of would have kind of gone third. I can see why Mabellini goes 5. There's just, as you say, there's always a little bit of a layer of dust, a fine dust on there. Any little loose gravel maybe has been swept away. Mabellini and Vlcek. We've seen Marcek in the stage. We just don't have any pictures with his car. There's been a bit of a delay to the start of the stage, and Marcek's camera not working, but Mabellini's is.
And he said, you know, between, you know, position third, fourth, fifth is where he would like to be on the road. He'd like the Czech drivers to be in front of him.
I would always say on a time rally, the highest up you want is third. There's a couple of little black marks in front of you. If there is any scary or unwelcome surprises as such, but third to fifth, I think, is a good place. You just might get those little bit of, if there's someone had a bit of a moment in front of you, then it's done, it's gone. Someone's left a little black mark. You might hear about it just on the grapevine, slightly, depending on how far into the stage it is. But for me, early on. The later, yes, the road cleans, like the Armstrong suggestion of 10th, the road cleans a bit. But it also gets dirty in the cuts. There is a lot of anti-cuts around, though. There
are more anti-cuts this year than previous years. That's some of the feedback that we're getting. Andrea Mabellini then off the line. He was the quickest so far at free practice this morning. Let's see what he can deliver in qualifying. I think, you know, for this battle now between Marcek and Mabellini, it's going to be a fascinating one to see play out across the remaining events we have, and crucially here as well. Both of them are on their fourth Barum Rally start, so they're equal in terms of experience coming into this event.
And I think also, you know, I might be wrong when I say this, but they both prefer tarmac as their surface.
Yes.
And we're on. It's not like someone's got an advantage of they're a tarmac specialist or they're a gravel specialist. They both prefer tarmac, and that's what we have for the run-in.
Yeah, this last section of the season now, then, where this title fight will be decided, is on their preferred surface, which is good. Mabellini's only picked up one podium this year to Marcek's 3, but Mabellini's been consistent in point scoring. But he's also had, obviously, the no scoring in Hungary.
I think one of the big turning points, when we get to the end in Croatia, on the Sunday night in Croatia, depending on who wins the championship, if it's Marcek, for me, the turning point was Rome. The performance he put in Rome, I just didn't expect him to be so much better than the other, and even though Mabellini was on the podium and Marcek wasn't, he was so much closer than I think everybody thought.
Marcek was on the podium.
No, it was an Italian 1, 2, 3 on the podium, wasn't it, in Rome? Yes, it was, yes. It was. I did it, I remembered. It was. I was thinking 3 Italians up there. But Marcek, I think, was 4th, and he had that great run. Armstrong and Shane Byrne into the stage.
This is another coupling to watch this weekend.
Yes.
You know, John Armstrong has really started to pick the pace up now as we're getting into the second half of the season. And, okay, in terms of points in the overall championship right now, he's way down there on 54. What can he bring back to the party, though, here this weekend?
Well, with a good run, he can bring quite a lot because there's big points on offer, so he can power his way up into that leaderboard. Armstrong a lot neater and tighter on that uphill right-hander right near the start. It's a really awkward corner. It's uphill and it tightens on the exit. Mabellini did run, like, not wide, but he had to have a second go at it on the exit. Marcek was second. Oh, okay.
Third. He was third in Rome. I thought he was third.
Third in Rome?
Yeah.
Okay, that one might.
I thought you were taking a podium away from him then.
Sorry.
There is Miko Marcek. We'll give you your podium back,
Yeah,
Miko in Rome. There you go. Molly Pettit's
Miko,
asking
good morning.
questions.
That is a 4:25.2. What are you hoping that will be good for?
It was not perfect run from my side. We have some ups and downs, not really stable pace, but okay, it's just the start of the race. Probably 7 guys will be in 1 second. Very close, and yeah, we need to wait for others, and Barum will start today evening. And we have really 2 very tough days. I would say the most challenging about the tarmac events this year. But we have a good feeling, we have good season till this moment, and I hope we will keep like that.
It has been a great season for them. He's right in saying that. I think he can just take the confidence from that. Mabellini can take the confidence from the results, you know, he picked up in Rome, and the fact that they're coming in now to events like this one where they've both had full starts, Ceredigion where they're equal on starts. The only one for Mabellini where he hasn't competed is the final one, and that's Croatia, and Marcik has.
Yeah.
So Marcik will have the advantage on the final round if it goes down to the final round, which we're all hoping it will right now.
I think there's got to be a bit of a disaster for it not to go to the final round, but let's see. Marcik saying there, probably two of the most demanding days in the season, so a 24-9 for Mabellini. Yeah, they're not far in. There's a corner. There's a right-hander uphill, and it just Armstrong got it. He hooked on the inside and he went round nicely. Mabellini kind of had to have another go at the corner halfway through. You mentioned about Armstrong. He was awesome here a few years ago, wasn't he? In that Rally 3 cup. He's just incredible.
Let's cross out and hear from Andrea this morning. Second in the championship, big event for everyone this weekend, including our title contenders.
Andrea, good morning. That's a little bit quicker than Miko. Looking at the championship, it is quite nice and tight. So how are you feeling about the weekend? What's the approach?
You tell the truth. It's a little bit faster, so it's going to be another race like Rome. It's going to be tough for sure, but already doing this stage with this car, with these tires is incredible, because I always did it in the simulator on Richard Vance Rally, and it was amazing. It's like a dream, like driving here, driving this car. It's incredible, right? So yeah, let's see for the race. It's going to be tough for sure, especially tomorrow. We are waiting everybody for Bunch, the new one. So let's see.
It's amazing who you speak to, different stages stand out in their brain somewhere.
Mabellini told me for him, Bunch is the most challenging stage here during the weekend. Jakub Matulka now. Let's go back to John Armstrong. Brilliant performance, as you mentioned, Jules, a couple of years ago from him. For Shane Byrne, this is his first attempt at the Barum Rally. So, you know, as a co-driver alongside John.
I know you've got to always start somewhere, but coming here for the first time is tough.
That is John Armstrong through 2.5 seconds off Mabellini's time then. So it's Mabellini, Marcik, Armstrong, the top three through the qualifying stage here at Barum Czech Rally's Lynn so far. Great to see a good sizable qualifying stage as well. 7.6 kilometres in length. It is our longest
It's a
qualifying
nice, good,
stage.
long qualifying stage. I think that's great. That's exactly what we want. But you know what? That last section in the housing estate as such, there's so many things to clip, the curbs and the pavements, and you're like, oh, got to be so careful.
Morning, John. That's 2.5 seconds off the pace. Did a bit of strategy come into play in that run?
Not really. It was much more messy in terms of driving than free practice 2, so I can see where the 2 seconds went, which is not a bad thing. So yeah, we just need to be a bit more clean and try to have a clean rally as well. But the feeling's quite good, so let's see what the weekend can hold. But we know it's a tricky one. You have to stay flat out and a bit mental, but yeah, obviously keep a bit in reserve too.
I think that's a good way of analysing, isn't it? You've got to be a bit mental here. I mean, it is a crazy rally, but you've got to keep some in reserve. Weather-wise, it's looking pretty stable at the moment. You look at the forecast, there's maybe a chance of rain Saturday afternoon, but it's a rare year that you come here, Jules, and it doesn't actually rain at some point.
Yeah, and it can be very, very localised. It's tricky because, tyre choice, it's like setting and damper clicks. You go on a softer setting and try and work the car, because every stage has its characteristic. It's a tough rally. If it stays dry, it makes it a lot more simpler, but any chance of a rain shower strikes fear in everybody.
Of course it does. Now, Jakub Matulka is who we're on board with right now. This is his second Barum start. but again doing well in the ERC3 category when he was here last in 2023. That is Milja Hansen, who has just completed with a 4:29.
Bit of damage.
Oh, a little bit of damage there, yeah.
Maybe that's a hay bale, like a head-on into a hay bale, maybe. Not sure.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Morning, Miller. A little bit of damage to the front there. What happened?
I don't know. We did some changes on the car before this run, and I lost completely grip in the braking. So yeah, it was a bit sketchy in some places, but yeah, I don't know why, but we just did some changes on the roll bar in the front, and now I can't brake. So difficult to know.
Barum Rally in this car. What do you think it's going to be like?
Mega.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be.
He didn't actually tell us what he might have bumped into there, though. The bonnet hasn't just popped up because he's made a roll bar change. I think he has just slightly head-butted something. It kind of, you know, when you hit one of those hay bales head-on, it does normally squash the bonnet up. So, but he didn't say what he clipped.
See all the braking lines here, and look at all the people already. I mean, this is just qualifying this morning. It's 9:45 right now, and they are out in their hundreds, and they will be out in their thousands this evening for the opening super special, which probably has the most incredible atmosphere of any super special in the ERC.
Yeah, it is. It's a good time for Matulka, 0.6 away from the fastest. A little bit of a chit-chat going on between him and the co-driver. Be a good length of stage. It's a nice length of stage, and you might look at that and think John Armstrong thought he'd be closer, but he did say he knows why he was a little bit lackluster on his pace. Messy driving by him.
Hello, Jakub, good morning. That's 0.6 away from the fastest time. What position are you hoping for on the road?
Hard to say. I was trying to do as good run as I could, but I think somewhere fifth position I think would be good, because there is some pollution on the road, and I hope that the guys in forward will make a line of these little stones for us. So yeah, I hope that fifth position would be good, but top 10.
A podium this weekend, maybe?
Oh no. We will try to go to do a good rally, but we need to remember that this is my first time here with Rally 2, so this is a really tough rally. So I will see what we can do, but I'm really optimistic, because in Rome we had a pretty good pace.
So he is one of those who wants to be in the top 5, like about 5th on the road. There's quite a few people wanting that kind of position on the road.
There are. It seems to be, you know, the optimum place that people want.
Are we flat out here?
Doesn't look like.
No. This is this tricky corner where it tightens right on there. Yeah, I'm not for me, we just don't seem to be having that massive kind of like, we were close to the anti-cut.
It's been a difficult season, hasn't it, for Simona Tempestini?
There's a bit of chit-chat going on here. I'm quiet because I'm...
Yeah, we're trying to listen to see what potentially is issue, because this is not a full-out flat-out assault from Simone Tempestini here, but we'll find out when he gets to the end and chats with Molly Pettit. For Tempestini, this is going to be his 4th attempt at tackling Barum. Now, Dominik Stritesky. The man who tasted success last year, 2024. Top step of the podium, home event, something special. Can he recreate the magic is the question.
Yeah, it's funny because people kind of say, oh yeah, Kopecky won last year, didn't he? Yeah. No,
he didn't.
Because it's that kind of like, yeah.
Because he's always won here, you know, that man has dominated this event over the years. But
when they were engraving the trophy last year, they, whoa, hang on, what? There's a new winner?
Yeah, Kopecky had a bit of a mare, didn't he, early on last year on the Saturday, which dropped him straight out of the running for the front of the field. It was a really fascinating battle at the front last year.
Right, let's see. We've got the hazard lights on. Okay, they were not on when he was on the start line, I am sure. But we didn't seem to have any pace right from the start.
I mean, there's some issue because he started out of order as well. He should have come through, obviously, after Johansson, but Matulka went into the stage first, so there was some issue at the start.
I have to say, when he was on the start line, I didn't notice the hazard lights on, but they're on now. But it was quite evident from very early into the stage, as in the first 200 or 300 meters, we were not pushing. And if we're going to go off hand signals and things like that from the cockpit cam, he was kind of as if pointing towards the front right-hand side of the car. Yeah, this is it's going to be a different. Well, he's going to not be in the optimum position that he would want here, but we want to know what the issue is. Simon Wagner. What an incredible season he is having. Now a 5-time Austrian champion. I mean, he's had quite an incredible run. He's competing in the Czech Championship as well, and he is right up there. I think he's in 3rd position in the... No. Yeah, he's in 3rd position in the Czech Championship as well. So he's having a really fantastic season. And he's had great, strong runs on this rally before.
Well, yeah, he was on the podium last year. He was 2nd last year.
And he's lost podiums on this rally before in the final stage, where he'd been in the ditch a couple of times and... The chicane we've just gone through had quite a lot of straw lying around. I think that could be the Johansson maybe hit.
This is Simone Tempestini coming through then. Let's find out what's going on with Simone. It's a 4:47.9.
Simone, good morning. Hazards are on. Something's not right. What's going on?
No, it's everything good. In Rome, at the qualifying stage, we had a problem, and you asked me if it was strategy or not. This time, we can say it's a bit different. During the second day, we had not a good experience, and we was starting quite in the front, so we decided this time to be at the back during the first day, to start behind. I'm really proud and happy that I can have the opportunity to start in the European Rally Championship, and I want to thank my partners for doing this possible, also MRF Tires, but yeah, this time we feel like this. Thank you.
Make of that what you will then. That is Simone Tempestini through, and I'm glad there's nothing wrong with the car. We look forward to seeing him in proper action tonight. But benchmark laid down. Stritesky obviously wanting to be first on the road out there. 4:24.8. That is the fastest through so far.
Yeah, Mabellini, not Mabellini, Tempestini, from what I can understand of that, is he wants to be at the back. He wants to see all of what he can watch. He wants to see any marks that are out there. So that's, as you say, make of it what you want, but kind of that's what I potentially grasp out of that. Okay, Wagner. Yeah, a lot of podiums here. A couple of visits to a couple of ditches, like we've said before.
Yeah.
But still, it's one time he went into the ditch, thought he lost the podium, and then someone else coming behind had a bigger problem, and he actually still ended up on the podium. There's so much going on.
Let's have a chat with Dominik.
Dominik, good morning. That is quickest through qualifying so far. You want to start first tomorrow?
I don't want to start first. I think some guys will be a little bit faster than me. But yeah, it's just the quali and all rallies before the us. And yeah, it will be tough rally, really tough rally.
Can you repeat the success from last year?
I hope, but I think it's much more complicated than last year.
Why is that?
Sorry?
Why?
Because there is a lot of fast guys, more than the last year, and I think everybody wants to win there. Thank you.
It's like, you know, it's comparable to, you know, wanting the trophy of Rally Finland in WRC, isn't it? You want the trophy of Barum Czech Rally's Lynn. Means you have conquered the most demanding tarmac event that is part of the calendar. It really is tough, and it's got such a wealth of history as well. And you look at the fantastic names, and, you know, a predominant name with young Kopecky, who's won so many times here. Let's go back to Wagner now, this is his 9th Barum start. Oh, there's a little shaker there.
Yeah.
He clipped something there, didn't he?
Well, when we took the racing line, we had the right-hander, then into the left, and when we went to take the racing line on the left, we seemed to clip the curb on the front right-hand side. I'm not saying that cost him 1.5 seconds, but it was here. We drove into the side of the curb. A real, like, car placement was literally about a centimetre or two out.
Won Rally Bohemia just a few weeks ago. Let's see what form he's in.
Morning, Simon. A shake of the head. Your 5th fastest through there so far, but something not happy with at the end there?
Yeah, I don't know, a bit much understeering towards the end, but we will fix it, and a very, very interesting weekend ahead of us.
Yeah, can you expect something similar to last year for yourself?
Well, I hope so. We are prepared well, and we will fight, definitely.
He will dearly love the win here. That would set the cat among the pigeons, wouldn't it? But, you know, he was 2nd overall last year, and he certainly showed throughout this season in competition in the Czech Republic that he has the pace to be able to do it. And I think Dominik Stritesky is right. You know, there are a lot of fast drivers here this weekend that want that top step of the podium. It's going to be a tough one. And with the weather looking, dare I say it, stable conditions across the weekend, making it even harder.
And I think stable conditions really will make a big difference. It'll make, for us, it'll make the fight a lot more intense, a lot closer. Because when it rains, you can get these drivers who just excel in the rain.
We welcome Filip Allen to Barum Czech Rally's Lynn for the first time. Keen to see what he's going to make of it all out there this weekend.
Caught up with him yesterday at the end of one of the stages. It's first time here. Wow.
Yeah. I can imagine that kind of reaction for any driver, really, who's approaching it for the first time, having done the recce, having seen what the stages are like, how challenging they're going to be. And it's great to welcome back Mixi Shomos as well into the ERC stable. So Filip Allen completed with a 4:29.4. That put him 7th fastest through. Let's catch up with him.
Good morning. That's qualifying stage completed. Doing Barum for the very first time. What are your impressions so far?
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult, to be honest. Just trying to get the car set up and stuff to get confident. We changed to go a bit softer, but I don't think that was right. But yeah, it's fine. Just try and get this for a bit of experience for next year, maybe.
How would you describe those stages out there?
It's hard. This is the hardest rally of the year, I think. So yeah, it's grand.
Have fun.
Thanks.
See, we're not just making it up. When we're telling you it's demanding, there you go, from the horse's mouth. It is the hardest rally of the year. It's complex, you know, nothing is quite as it seems here in Barum.
One of the most hardened drivers in the ERC, you know. Philip Allen, he likes a challenge.
He's certainly going to get one this weekend. Martin Vlcek now then, second in the Masters category right now overall, so that's going to be a good battle, one which we'll watch intensely during the weekend. This is his 17th start at Barum. So the man has got some experience in many different cars over the years as well. He's not yet won a Masters round outright this year. Could this be at home the event where it changes?
Also, he's in a Skoda here. Has been running a Hyundai all season, so in a Skoda this weekend.
A little bit of adapting then, maybe.
Yeah, to be honest with you, you know, Czech driver coming to the Czech rally, kind of, isn't it mandatory that they drive a Skoda?
They think they're not allowed the entry unless, well, not so for these guys.
Filip Mares.
I'm so glad we welcome him back to the ERC, his first ERC event of the season. 10th start at his home event. We've missed him this year, actually, in competition, you know, and he's been very much concentrating on events at home, hasn't he, Jules?
Yeah, he has. What I like about Mares also, I like a lot of the drivers over the ERC, so honest. You know, and kind of like if he's happy or not happy with things. Yeah, very, very open.
It's a ferocious fight in the Czech Championship, but we'll get back to that. Let's cross out to Martin.
Martin, good morning. It's home rally and it's in a different car this weekend. What are you hoping for?
Dobré ráno. Je to velká změna, místo Hyundai je Škodovka, ale naše všechny 3 auta jsou půjčené klientům, takže jsme si museli půjčit i sami pro sebe, ale zatím je to parádní auto. Moc hezky se s tím jede, díky.
Little power slide, four-wheel drift through that tightening right-hander there. The master has entered the stage.
He is the master of Zlin, the man who has the most wins, the most stage wins. He's dominated this event over the last decade. More than that. Young Kopecky, 10-time Czech champion, 11-time winner of this event. There's always is it 10, is it 11?
Yeah.
Lots of debate as to how many times he's won it. Let's just say he's won it the most.
He's won it the most, yeah. That's the simplest way.
What can Filip Mares do? Because, you know, as well as the battle in outright honours here this weekend in ERC, Filip will want to be getting it on the top step of the podium. He'll want to finish ahead of Kopecky in terms of the Czech Championship as well. There's a lot going on for these boys to think about this weekend. Filip certainly has had form at home in the Czech Republic this year.
And he does buck the trend, doesn't he, in the Toyota? There is a huge amount of Skodas out there, but Toyota for Mares.
Good morning. That's 7th fastest through qualifying so far. How did it feel?
Good morning, everyone. Feeling is very good. I am very, very happy we starting in the Barum Rally this year. So I don't know. So very, very long 2 days, and be safe and focus on the rally finish.
Mixie, I think that's the most I've heard. That curve really worries me. Mixie, perfect English there.
Yeah, I know.
Really good, really good.
His English has definitely come on, hasn't it? In terms of the overall position for him in qualifying, 7th fastest, Mixie, 4:29.1. Still Stritesky, who is leading the qualifying stage right now over Mabellini with Vlcek 3rd. But Stritesky hoping someone is going to go a little bit faster because he doesn't want to be first on the road.
Yeah.
But he might be, unless these boys want to be first on the road.
And they're not frightened of being first on the road. It's the like of size and that. He's quite happy running out there.
Let's have a look what Filip Mares' time is going to be then in comparison. You can see the 4:24.8 was the fastest time through. We are slower by 1.6 seconds. So for Filip, that's 6th fastest. That's that kind of midpoint of the field where Mabellini was saying, that's where he wanted to be. Right now, Mabellini is second on the road.
Mabellini is hoping that Kopecky and Cais might pop in front of him, because that'll put him like fourth. Not only is he dominated so much in the Czech Championships in this one, he is kind of Mr. Skoda as well, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's been the perfect ambassador for the brand over the years, and the perfect ambassador for the sport as well.
Filip, good morning. It's great to see you back in ERC, leading the Czech Championship at the moment as well. So in good form, your 6th fastest through here. Is that about where you want to be?
Yeah, it's difficult to say which position will be tomorrow optimal for the first day of the rally, but okay. We tried our best. I did one small mistake, but overall it was a good stage for us.
What kind of a mistake did you make?
I was too wide and too sideways in one corner.
Good luck this weekend.
He is leading the Czech Championship, but only by 1 point over Kopecky. There's not much in it.
Yeah, we saw that moment. We did see that moment that Mares is more. He was just kind of like just a bit of a power slide, 4-wheel drift through the corner.
Another driver who's going to want to get amongst it this weekend, and we saw from his performance last year, he is more than capable. It was almost a podium last year from Adam Brezik.
Yeah, another top driver.
Final section now then for Jan. Is Stritesky gnawing his fingernails right now, looking to see the time, seeing if anyone is going to go faster than him?
No one at the minute.
1 second behind, so that puts Jan 5th on the road, slap bang in the middle of the top 10 pack.
Okay, Cais.
He was unlucky last year, but what an incredible drive from Erik Cais to work his way up the leaderboard. He was so impressive in terms of pace last year.
I mean, home rally, hometown as well. He has been massively impressive for a few years here. Or something go wrong.
I just thought the comeback last year was something special from him.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
So, if you want to be 5th on the road tomorrow, you've got it about right, unless anyone else beats your time through there. Pretty good?
No, I think we are happy with my pace. I'm a bit older than the young guys, and this stage was bloody hell fast. And I think you need to take some risk already now during the qualification, and for me it's not necessary.
What about the rest of the weekend? Are you prepared to take the extra risk then?
Let's see. Tonight we have a really special stage. There will be a lot of fun, so I'm really looking forward. And tomorrow we have some new sections I have never done. So still something new for me, even in this stage.
Is that possible?
Yes, maybe I'm not that old.
You've done this rally plenty of times.
Yes, I'm done, but still some new places, some new sections, so thanks a lot for this. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good that actually there are going to be some new sections out there that will challenge even Jan Kopecky. Welcome back to the championship, Chris Ingram. Yeah, a little bit of a wiggle on the start then.
I think maybe trying to get some heat in the tire. That looked like a tire warming wiggle, not a but anyway. But Jan Kopecky, there's a bit of road he hasn't driven.
It's a little wide there from Erik Cais around that corner. Let's just see what the time is going to be. Tick-tock away. 3 seconds behind the pace right at the front. So Erik Cais, 9th fastest. Let's just take a look at this again. Yeah, he just went up over the curb, which is why that back end went out wide then.
Erik, good morning. That's 9th fastest through there. A bit of strategy come into play?
Well, no, it's just not a good time. And 9th fastest, it's a not good start position for Barum especially. But I have to take it. I was too slow. I don't like this stage. So I'm happy that we made it through. And now the most beautiful stages are coming, and the really difficult one. This was quite a speedway.
And you must be pretty hungry for that win this year.
Definitely, but I think 15 or 20 people are hungry as I am, so it will be not easy.
That's what's going to make it so brilliant for us to watch, Erik. There are so many people who have the potential to be right up on the top there, and we're not ruling this man out either because he's shown some great performances in the Czech Championship this year, but also at this event last year.
Yeah, and he's just got stronger and stronger the more experience he's got. Now, when he collected a car recently, a new Skoda, it was the 200th RS version. Yeah, wow, because they've been building them for that long, this new RS version. And this was the car that he was going to drive in Bohemia and here, unless he's changed for some reason, but he did collect the 200th car.
1.1 off the pace, right to the front then for Adam.
It's interesting, at Hankook, we know that they're in the junior ERC, but more and more drivers taking their tyre at the top level as well. So, and that helps them learn very, very quickly.
It's fantastic to see Chris Ingram and Alex Kirani back in competition in ERC. It's been 9 months. But Chris is chomping at the bit for this event. Really keen to see what he can do out there.
Short 8 right, Cole, 40. Open 10 left, Cole, 30. Tighter 10.
Adam, good morning. Breathing a bit of a sigh of relief there. That's 6th fastest. You showed great pace last year. What's possible this weekend?
Yeah, everybody asked, so I don't know. We will see tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a very tough day. Sunday also, so it will be very difficult. So we try to push on the maximum level. So we will see. Thank you.
So tomorrow's going to be a tough day. Oh, and Sunday as well. Everyone is saying, how do... Oh, Chris, we were right across the curb. It's the only person who's gone across that curb.
Yeah.
Class 9 right over crest. Into tight 6 left minus over crest. And stay early 4 left. Into 6 right.
Final sector is so tricky. I mean, we're right through the residential area here. I love your usual phrase of, you know, there's a lot of furniture, road furniture, that they can hit here.
I get scared when I see the curbstones and the pavements.
And it is very narrow, this sector here. Then you head out into this wider area, out where the fans are this morning. If you think there's a lot of fans here at qualifying, you just wait until SS1 this evening, which gets underway under the cover of darkness in the heart of Zlin.
We clipped quite a few.
4:29.3 then is the qualifying time from Chris Ingram. That's 12th fastest. I will get a chat with Molly at the stop control here, find out what his hopes are for this year's Barum Rally.
It's a rally he does love and he's done many times, but getting back into it after such a long layoff will be tough.
He's had a lot going on in his life the past year. He's become a dad. It's good to see him, though, back behind the wheel.
Chris, good morning and welcome back to the ERC. You've chosen quite the rally to make your return to, but you have gone well here in the past. So what are you hoping for this weekend?
Yeah, thanks. It's great to be back. Big thanks to MRF for helping us make the return. And it's been a long 9 months without rallying, but yeah, it's great to be here. And this is just a bit of a warm-up, really, for Wales and Croatia. But like you said, it's a tough rally, so we're just going to stay patient, focused, and build back up to our pace.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Wise words from Chris Ingram then. Let's take a look at the qualification result. Dominik Stritesky with the fastest time on the board with that 4:24.8. Mabellini was a 1/10 of a second behind that. Then Wlcek, Matulka, Kopecky, Brezik, then Wagner and Mares to the top 8 through the qualifying stage. All important, of course, for road position for tomorrow. Where is the best place to be on the road? Quite a few drivers are saying the midpoint of the top 10 is where they wanted to be. Well, if they're in those positions, well done to them after a tough qualifying session. There's the schedule then. We are back this evening. Look at those times. 10:30, we're back on air tonight. It's late night on ERC All Live. Then early starts on Saturday and Sunday. But it's going to be a great weekend. Make sure you're with us for the entire Barum Czech rallies, Lynn. We'll be back this evening from all the atmosphere from stage 1.